So how is it going, Dank Division? Dank Dan here, and it's time we finally talk about what we are getting in the Modern Warfare 2 community update in regards to Weekend 2. So of course we already know that PlayStation is now being joined by Xbox and PC players, and with that, we are already getting problems. What is that? Well, this isn't in the patch notes, it's just plain facts. PC hackers have already fucking infested, not slightly taken over, infested the game. And with Ricochet Anti-Cheat pretty much doing almost nothing against it, they are running rampant across your matches, so be on the lookout for that, because it is a living fucking nightmare. And to be perfectly honest, to the people who are actually cheating, you guys not have a life, a wife, something that rhymes with that you should probably use. But enough said, you guys are just a waste of oxygen. More importantly, let's actually talk about what we get. That, of course, being two new battle maps, Serif Bay and Saeed. Now, in regards to this, these maps are joining with a mode that we all come to know and love. Ground War. Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. 32 against 32. Consider it a fucking sadistic, satanic, hilarious fuckfest. And you get to run around with all new vehicles and be able to get all the wonderful long shots that you've been trying to get, or you can just lob a grenade in someone's face. You know, usual shit. Then, of course, you have the new mode, which you can see playing in the background. They call it Sandbox TDM, or Invasion, and have referred to it as the shipment of Ground War. How do I put this in a nice way? The concept isn't bad. The idea of having a 40-person team, in which case you have 20 real players and 20 AIs, against 20 players and 20 AIs for a large-scale pretty much 80-player fight, is not bad. It's just the AIs are dumb as fucking bricks, run into walls, and it's obvious that they're the AIs. Hell, if there's a difficulty lower than Recruit, this is it. And overall, it feels unrefined. It's like you decided to go with a large-scale thing and make it pretty much TDM. If they were smart, add an objective to it. Make it so that the action gets a little bit more closely knit together so that it feels more chaotic, more energetic. Because to have 80 players pretty much spread out, you run out of ammo quick because the AIs are way too easy to kill. And by the time you realize, oh shit, it's a real player, you're gone in an instant. Now, of course, we have it that third-person Mosh Pit is returning for those of you who have been toying with it. It's not bad, it's not good. It's somewhere in that middle weird range where it's just... it has potential. But again, it's like a beta. And that's exactly what it is. Now, let's put it this way. They have made a couple of changes to a couple of things that people were talking about. They made a few adjustments to the player visibility that should make enemy targets easier to spot. That was in the patch notes. However, I have noticed in my entire time to play, thank God this is only core and hardcore doesn't exist, because I am shooting anything. Everything is on sight because you can't tell. You'll have a friendly's name because they're behind the wall, but your enemy is in front of you and prepping to kill you. And that makes for an ultimate game of, is this my friendly or is this my enemy? Come to think of it, that kind of sounded like I could sing that to Bohemian Rhapsody. But another thing that people were complaining about that will be getting changed as of tomorrow, when it becomes an open beta for everyone, is the perk earn rate. Let's face it, 2 perks and then having to earn the third as well as the fourth, the earn rate was so slow that people felt like you only had 3 perks and the fourth one was kind of meh. It kind of existed but didn't exist. So they will be significantly increasing the earn rate starting tomorrow. Now, a couple of things that they fixed with the audio is they decreased the overall distance which you can hear enemy and ally footsteps. Now, while I still feel like it needs a little bit more refinement, because I can swear to God I can hear footsteps from a mile away, which means that little Timmy is going to choose to camp at the corner because the time to kill kind of promotes it, or pretty much promotes running and gunning at Mach 10. So it kind of promotes those two play styles. While I don't hate it, it does make things rather intriguing. They also decided to mix the volume of local and non-local player slide sounds to be more in line with the other movements. They also added an equalizer so that you can soften ally footsteps versus enemy footsteps, making enemy audio more distinct. They also adjusted the mix presets, particularly the ambiance sounds, which will make footsteps less pronounced. Now, of course, there is a little bit of weapon tuning. I mean, they reduced the damage while in full auto for the FTAC Recon, increased the recoil for it a little bit, minor headshot damage reduction, nothing too crazy. They also took the FSS Hurricane, you know, the SMG that everyone loves, kind of reduced the damage at distance and lower the headshot multiplier. Not too bad. Again, it seems like they're doing minor tweaking instead of some of the major shit they've had to do in the past. Now the Lockman 556. A little bit of mini recoil increase, a little bit of headshot reduction for the damage, and minor hip fire spread increase. Now the M4, the jack of all trades, master of everything, gets a minor hip fire spread increase, which, you know, seem to be everyone's go-to. The M16, which I haven't really seen anyone use yet, minor hip fire spread increase. The Kastov 74U, or as I'm just going to call it as I sees it, that's the AK-74U. Minor hip fire spread increase. Then of course you have it that the Lockman sub gets a minimum damage reduction with a minor headshot damage reduction. Now, of course, you have it that you have all those guns pretty much in there. You're also happy to know that Valderas Museum has finally returned after they fixed all the lighting problems. They also fixed various problems with Farm 18, the hotel, and Mercado Las Almas. Now, they also increased the level cap to level 30. So for those of you who are on PlayStation and only played last weekend, you got another 15 levels to go. What are you doing? Grab a controller, kick someone's ass. Now, they are aware that there are a number of UI improvements that they are going to be implementing at launch. So do us all a favor. Before you even hop into a match, take a look at the UI. Figure out what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, and then write about it. And send it right to them so that when we get to launch, it isn't such a confusing hodgepodge that honestly confuses the hell out of you. So with that being said, you guys have a wonderful day, night, whatever you're doing wholeheartedly. Don't forget to click that subscribe button. Follow us on all of our socials. And this is Dank Dan, signing off.
Get them to click that subscribe button, Dank. It's the only way we can figure out the numbers. What do the numbers mean, Dank? We're wasting valuable time.